Okay. So we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this Agent Intelligence episode, and we are here to explore everything AI agent in Web3. I'm Francesco, and today we're deeping dive into the technology and the vision behind Goat. I really like the title. We're using Goat for specific things, and let's do it. Welcome, Joyce. It's a pleasure to have you here. You want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Joyce. I'm handle is Joyce on Twitter, and I do product at Crossmint. And the specific product that I'm working on is called Goat, which is the Great On-Chain Agent Toolkit. And what that
Nice.
means is basically we work with any agent framework, any chain, and any wallet, so any agents can have on-chain capabilities from day one.
Nice. I mean, it's super interesting. I'm assuming also you're on your road to Denver, and but let's get started. So, what kind of like the problems that you were initially trying to solve with building Goat?
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of stemmed from the team looking at a lot of Twitter agents, right? They were like
Hmm.
tweeting and they were calling themselves crypto agents.
Hmm.
But we realized that a lot of them didn't really have any crypto actions.
Hmm.
And so that was really interesting to us because we're like, how can you call yourself a crypto agent if you don't actually do anything on chain? And so we started talking to a lot of agent developers, agent launchpads. And the number one problem that they told us was that, hey, we do want, people to we do want our agents to interact on chain, but we don't know how to find the time. We don't have time. We don't know how to integrate the APIs of, like, for example, if I wanted to make a trading agent across chain, I need to integrate either a cross chain aggregator or I need to integrate the dexes on each chain one by one, and it just takes up too much time, and it's
Hmm.
just not in their best interest, right? Because a lot of them are just there and they just want to tweet and like pump token price. And
Hmm.
we're like, well, we can give you a simple way out. We can make this toolkit. We will do the integrations for you, and all you need to do is just
Hmm.
download this SDK and import it into your code. And so that turned out to be a very good decision. We currently have over 200 tools, over 50 plugins, and we have actually a
Oh,
little over
nice.
50 contributors now. Yeah, it's kind of insane. Like, this is our third month doing it. So it's also my third
It's
month at
crazy.
CrossFit.
200 contribution is a lot for a 3 month like traction. So, how you guys spread the kind of like the news or distribution on the agent side? Like, super
Yeah,
interesting.
so the first few kind of like interactions with like agents were us just going and like cold DMing agent like developers and being like, please like check us out. And then
Hmm.
every time someone would make a contribution, every time someone would integrate Gold into their agent, we'll just like tweet about it. And like, I think our first like Gold release tweet also went super viral. Obviously
Nice.
the product back then wasn't like amazing, but people were still excited about it because we were
Yeah,
kind of
it doesn't matter.
first,
Yeah, people are
right?
excited about the vision. I think that's the most important part. Kind of like also the value that you're bringing and the problems, and the pain points that you're solving. But actually, like we are speaking about this, but what is the goat, right? Like, let's actually like you want to kind of drive us a little bit. I know you were passionate about sharing screen or trying to do things, but in a nutshell, what are kind of the main features or kind of like what is goat actually like providing to these AI agent consumers?
Yeah, so we are more for agent developers. So let's say you made an agent with LangChain, right? For example, you're not a
Hmm.
Web3 developer, you made an agent with LangChain, and you're like, well, I want my agent to start, doing stuff on crypto. And so you come
Hmm.
on to Go. You come onto the repo, you look at it, and we now have TypeScript and also Python, and you look at it and you say, oh, actually, Go has already kind of aggregated all the on-chain actions that my
Hmm.
agent can do. And all I need to do is just import either the npm package or the Python package, and my agent can start interacting on chain. And so how we do it is each action is a tool that can be called by the
Hmm.
agent. So this is something that's very well defined in like Web2 frameworks like LangChain or Crew AI. For Web3 frameworks, like for example, Eliza by AI16Z,
Hmm.
we actually make a plugin in the framework itself. So it's even easier if you build an
Nice.
agent with the framework, and you can literally just directly call that file, that folder,
Hmm.
in your character file. So it's, yeah, it's just amazing. And we're gonna be soon in the Virtuous Launchpad, and also the Zero Launchpad, and also like a
Nice,
few other launch we're working with, right? So
nice.
in addition to actually, Goat was the first step to us kind of building out our AI agent suite. And what I mean by that is, other than Goat, we actually also have something called agent wallets, meaning that, after your agent can access all these on-chain actions, they need a wallet to hold their funds, right, or to receive funds. And how that works is they would need a wallet that is, number one, regulatory compliant, and number two, can assure your Twitter followers or whoever who's like watching your agent that, you as a developer are not gonna rug the agent wallet. So you're not just gonna like steal the funds in the agent wallet, and you
Yeah,
get
of course.
and the agents are able to kind of work autonomously, but also at the same time you want to have control over like how
Hmm.
much you
Hmm.
can actually do within like a
Hmm.
certain limit. So we, put out agent wallets, and we're just super
Hmm.
excited for agent developers to use this wallet in addition to Gold right now, so they kind of work hand in hand.
Nice.
Obviously, for Gold, it is as non-opinionated as possible. So it's
Hmm.
free, it's open source. We never monetize of it. We're never going to monetize of it. And if you want to come in and use Gold and use a wallet you already have, that's fine as well. But with the Crossman wallets, it's just going to work seamlessly, and
Nice.
it's just, yeah.
Nice. That's super cool. Do we want to share your screen? Do you want to like look as walk us a little bit through either the agent wallet or the goat? I think even like understanding a little bit what how people can interact with it would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to share the Goat repo. So
Yes.
when you come on to the Goat SDK, kind of like repo and like organization, the first one you want to look at is actually like the actual Goat repo. So you can see by the activity, we are merging PRs like almost every day.
Yep.
And actually, the interesting part is some of the PRs are actually made by an agent. So we have an we have an intern called Devin. We're sponsored by Cognition Labs, and
Yes.
Devin just goes in, looks at APIs that we want to integrate, looks at kind of the examples that we already have. For example, if we're trying to integrate 1inch, it's probably very structurally similar to
Hmm. Hmm.
Uniswap, right? And so it's going to go and look at 1inch API endpoints, look at how we integrate Uniswap, and just do it. But yeah, so basically, when you come on in here, you see that there's a lot of things, but don't be overwhelmed. If you're a TypeScript developer, the first thing you want to look at is just go in TypeScript folder over here.
Hmm.
And so we have examples, and these are kind of like example codes that we've written. So we've made a lot of agents using the Vercel AI SDK, and kind of just showing you what you can do with Go, basically, and also the
Hmm.
Vercel AI SDK. Um, and so you can look at that if you're interested, but this is basically what Go is made of. This is the packages folder. So you can look at it here. We have four subfolders called adapters, core, plugins, and wallets. So adapters just mean, we're kind of showing you like the different frameworks that we support.
Hmm.
Which is right now actually pretty sizable. So if you come from Web 2, that's fine. LangChain is here. If you want to test out like Cloud MCP, we have an example here as well. Visual AI
Nice.
SDK is one that we use a lot in our demos. And then Eliza is here, obviously. 11 Labs is a little bit interesting because we're actually trying to make a voice agent. And so that's also like a very simple demo there as well. And then when you go out and you look at core basically is just kind of showing you like what Goat is, and also like what you need in your environment variable. So this is a whole kind of like document here, and kind of showing you like if you want to make a plugin, if you are a D app and you want to make a plugin,
Hmm.
um, come on here. We have the docs. We also have it at ohmygoat.dev/plugin. But
Hmm.
if you're a Markdown fan, just come in here. And then plugins is the most I want to say interesting part, because this is where you actually import these plugins, these packages into your code. And so as you can see here, we have over 50 kind of like plugins, and
Amazing,
in
yeah.
these have like 200 tools. So this is amazing because most of the plugins here, I mean the initial ones like Magic Eden in Uniswap and all that, we made these plugins ourselves because no one really
Hmm.
knew about us. But
Yes,
the rest of
yes.
it, all contributor led. So this is actually pretty cool. So as an agent, you now have access to all the apps that are here.
Hmm.
And, and you also have access to basically anything on EVM, anything on Move, and
Nice.
how you get or how you access these chains through the wallets or like subfolder. So we have a Crossmin wallet subfolder here, but if you didn't want to use it, you could also use like your own Solana wallet with like Solana Web3.js. You could use your own wallet on Chromia, Aptos, Cosmos, like, or even just a VM wallet if you just wanted it on like EVM. So
A
this,
question,
I think, to
Joyce.
me,
Yeah. No, I just want to understand this plugin is amazing, right? I just want to try to understand,
mm,
is there are those plugins also compatible with something like Eliza, or you guys build Goat on top of Eliza, or how does it work? Like, I'm just trying to understand also, like, if I want to build a plugin, what's kind of like the big value to go either to Eliza building a plugin, or either to go to Goat, or that's super interesting. Yeah.
yeah, so Goat itself is a plugin into Eliza. So if you make a
Hmm.
plugin into Goat, on Eliza can already access it. So you don't have to
Yes.
do it twice. I mean, obviously, if you want to make it a native plugin to Eliza, that's fine as well. We're not built on top of Eliza. We are compatible with Eliza, meaning that you would use Eliza to build the agent itself because it's a framework, right? It's a character file and everything.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
on-chain actions, so basically, if you want your agent to do something, you would
Hmm.
use Go as a plugin into Eliza. So I hope that makes
Ah,
sense.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Make totally sense. Yes, 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 yes. No, because like I need to try to check a demo or something. I think that's super useful. It's basically like an extension on top of the extension,
Yeah.
but people also can actually use Goat if they have also handling other programming languages. And that's useful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're not on Eliza, like let's say even if you don't use any frameworks, you can also just download the npm packages and just plug it in.
Yes.
Mhm.
And also other question, like I because I'm testing other kind of like frameworks right now. Are you also is Goat also working with other like frameworks, plugins? Like can this supporting also like Python or even like LangChain framework? Because that would be super interesting. Because then people are only, especially developer, are only interacting with Goat, and they actually like don't care about the other framework. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see in adapters, we kind of already show you like a quick start of how to get started with LangChain.
Hmm.
And also basically, if you're using LangChain, Goat is totally compatible. A lot of the agent developers that we interact
Hmm.
with, their agents are built with LangChain. So we have a LangChain adapter file folder. Just make sure you go into like source and just check out some of the files. Um, we
Nice.
already have Python. So if you had asked me that question like 2 weeks ago, we didn't have Python yet. Now we do, and we're almost at feature parity with TypeScript because we started out with TypeScript, and now we're on Python. So any plugin that you see on TypeScript now is also available on Python. So yeah,
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, you answered the question. It makes sense. I think also there is flexibility on the developer side, right, to use Goat because you are offering a lot of like flexibility onboarding.
yeah, it's so we wanted to make it as accessible to as many developers as possible. I mean, we started out with TypeScript because that's just something that our team is most comfortable with, and also because at the time, like Eliza was taking off, and the A16Z repo is in TypeScript. So we just wanted to make it as easy as possible for kind of developers who are already using the framework to integrate with us. But then obviously, Python is the language of AI, and we're like, well, this is something we definitely have to support. So yeah, that just we just started making the Python as
100%.
well. Yeah.
Yes. Sounds good. Very cool. Very cool. Do you want, so how people are consuming the agent? Is there some kind of like interface or what, how does it work? I think you wanted to show like a demo or something.
Yeah, so we actually have okay. Hold on, let me
We can also, by the way, this is super interesting. I think I'm not saying we're almost on time, but I definitely like we need to invite you for a part two, even post Denver, because this is super useful. Like we should definitely also try out to build something with Goat at the same time.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, I don't know if I can run this right now because I need an actual address, but let me show you guys.
If not, we can also send up like a video or something. Let
Yeah,
me share.
yeah.
You can see it. Yes.
So yeah. So we actually a very very simple kind of like agent that we made in Vercel AI SDK, and this agent can basically buy stuff for you on Amazon by just you giving it like a link and telling it that you want to buy this on Solana with like USDC whatever, and it can actually go in and buy for you, so you don't have to offer them to fiat. Yeah, like your agent can basically do everything for you except for basically look for a thing on Amazon. So basically usually when we make these demos, we just chat with the agent in the command line.
Hmm.
So sometimes, you know, if I have a little more time for the demo, I port it into like a Telegram bot that I can chat with. But for this one, for example, like, you know, when I started, it's just super easy. Like I can just chat with my agent in like the terminal itself. So I'm just gonna say I want to buy some Coke today, and yeah, it's probably gonna tell me something. So then it's gonna show you everything, right? Like what tools they're calling, what arguments are you passing in.
Mm.
Well, not really calling
Yep.
yet, so it's undefined. But then my agent will reply to me here, and it's basically gonna ask me like, "Okay, I need your full name, blah blah." So I'm
Hmm.
just gonna say Joyce. I need like a shipping address. Hold on. Uh, actually, um,
That's super cool.
yeah. But maybe I can do. Actually, let me see what the address of this.
Oh, because you're missing the address, or?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get an address that I can actually ship to because it'll actually come, and I need to like pick it up. um,
Ah, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
yeah, but
We can um,
no
we can
one.
also do a part two, eh?
Yeah, we can do a part two, but let me just quickly walk you guys through like what will happen, right? Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
so basically, what will happen is after I put in all like my details and stuff, it will actually buy it from me. It will show me the transaction ID, and then it will also send me a receipt on my email. So which is why it's asking for my email, and it will
Hmm.
basically just deduct money from my wallet and just send me an email. I can't show you the email now because I have too many email in inbox, but basically that's what happens. And then you can also what you get in your email address is basically a receipt showing that you NFT of this purchase. And
Hmm.
so why we're giving you this
Yes.
NFT is because let's say like you had the delivery come and the delivery person is like, hey, can I see proof of purchase? And you're like, okay, this is my NFT. The NFT is a proof of purchase, and
Hmm.
it's super cool because this NFT is also minted by the agent on chain. So
Nice.
it helps you convert to fiat and like send it to Amazon and stuff, and then it also mints the NFT for you as a receipt that you can show. So all this is done autonomously, and you can already build this today with Goat. I'm going to show a demo, like showing you how to actually do it very soon. I wish I could show it today, but I need an address to actually ship it to. So yeah, but basically, we like highlighting real world use cases like this. So we make sure that the agent developers that use Goat are not just using it to, I don't know, as like a very generic agent, but something that you can actually interact
Yeah.
in real life, in the real world.
Nice. Nice, very cool, very cool. I just wanted to ask you, because we're almost on time, but I mean, obviously, this is where you arrive, like in terms of like building the goat. You kind of mentioned also like adding Python, bunch of like upgrades, like because there is a lot of like AI agent, other fellow AI agent builder hearing us. Like, what were kind of like the key technical decision around the architecture, or what kind of like the lesson learned building the agent from Eliza? If you were kind of like going back, or even like what kind of like some of those lessons learned that you want to share.
Yeah, I think we would have prioritized like getting Python up a lot quicker. Because I think like
Quicker, right?
yeah,
So Python is was the language, right?
yeah, because we start out with TypeScript, and I mean TypeScript personally isn't like my most favorite language, and people are gonna start attacking me in the comments. But I think a lot of Asian developers were writing like developing the agents in crypto and sorry,
Mm-hmm.
not in crypto, sorry, in Python, and it was very difficult for them to kind of make Go compatible. And so I wish we prioritized that a little bit earlier, but nevertheless I think
Mm-hmm.
we got enough adoption that really convinced us that hey, this is going to take off, and like we should start looking at like Python, right? I think the other thing that we kind of learned was that a lot of Asian developers actually really want to make good agents, but a lot of the infrastructure that we
Mm-hmm.
have today doesn't really allow them to do that. I mean, Gold is a very, very tiny
Mm.
step in kind of helping them achieve that. Obviously, the second step is making a wallet that agents can um, I guess actually use, and it's actually fit for agents and not just a private key that you pass in, blah blah blah. So that was something I think that we also learned along the way. It wasn't really something that we decided to do from the start, but also kind of just from
Nice.
conversations
Yeah.
that we had right with Asian developers. So yeah,
Yes.
I think these two things. Obviously there were many more nuances in actually building the frame, like the toolkit
Yes.
that you mentioned.
Yeah, no, I know, I know. There are always problems, but I think those two you mentioned are actually super valuable for people hearing us. Any kind of like technical slash framework gap that you think that we should solve? I don't know, in the next 6 months to make like kind of like a agent builder life easier. Like because I think Eliza is pushing definitely the boundary. I'm definitely like looking forward to the 2.0, but also other frameworks are coming, right? But anything kind of you want to mention that you think, oh, this is something that we should definitely need to make a builder's life easier?
Yeah, I mean, and this is something that a lot of frameworks have already started doing, which is, they are already
Hmm.
making it super easy for even non-technical people to have very, very
Hmm.
minute control over, like, for example, what model
Hmm.
they want to use, what framework they want the agent to be built with, and which goal
Hmm.
actions they want the agent to take. So I think this is a very good first step towards kind of like helping everyone have like their own agents. Now, will we have an influx of agent? Will we have agents that are too annoying, or kind of like do we actually need so many agents? I don't know yet, but I think it's a good thing that we are not leaving kind of like 90% of the population out just because
Yes.
some of us are technical and know what we're doing. Um, but I think in the next 6 months, I'm super excited to see multi-model agents come on. So not just agents that interact with text, but also with voice and also photos as well. I mean, I used to make agents, though that those were basically the most fun parts of making agents because those parts are still super underdeveloped, and so I want to see agents that can actually
Hmm.
push the boundaries of like different mediums that they can interact with. And maybe we can actually start having crypto agents that would live in in like your Phantom wallet itself or your MetaMask wallet itself instead of like just in like the
Yes,
city.
that would be actually cool. I agree. I agree. There was actually some 0x designer is a big inspiration of mine around the kind of usabilities.
Yeah,
I think it pushed a couple of months ago, like how agents should kind of like be involved in the wallet itself, right? I
yeah,
think definitely like the future. I'm not saying the future, even like in couple of like. I think not even now. For example, sometimes I'm not going anymore to Dexes. I'm just
yeah,
using like bots to actually do specific like triggers.
yeah.
So I think that's really cool. The question maybe less really question, and then we get this done. But we are building agents that are collaborating with other agents, what is your kind of like collaboration ideas? Because right now there is no standard of frameworks that are defining agent to agent kind of relationships, right? But is there kind of like, how do you see kind of agent to agent frameworks will work? Because right now we always build human to agent interactions, but it's also very interesting to understand how this collaboration agent to agent will work out.
Yeah, so I'm super excited for actual real agent swarms to come to crypto. Because I mean, people were trying to do it like I don't know 2 months ago, but those were not like real. I mean, it's just not real, right? A lot of the swarms that we see in Web2 are actually useful. They help you run entire companies, even. But in Web3, we haven't really seen that, and that would be a very good agent-to-agent interaction because it's like the agents just spawning and spinning up based on like what kind of tasks they have to do, and I think that's just super. It's not just super interesting, it's also super important because now we only have kind of like single agent, well, not only, but most of it is single agent applications. You chat with it, you get it to do stuff. The next evolution
Yeah.
is an agent that actually knows you and can spin up its own kind of like workflow, and also spin up different agents to
Mhm.
actually help you do things that you didn't even know you needed to do. And like it just knows you so well that it should already know what you need to do or what you should do before you even think about it. And I think that is where we'll actually see agents explode into kind of like normie world, and they'll actually start to see like the importance of agents, because right now we're just using it for very trivial stuff like, hey, help me swap this token, or like, hey, help me like put
Yes.
this LP into this pool, and it's like, why can't I just do that myself? So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for actual real use cases that will make
Nice.
impact.
Yeah, I think yeah, and that's actually one premises where Modern started was we will have forks of forks where people starting to fork like Goat, and you will think about AI agent consumers that will not know which is kind of like the original Goat or something. It's not that visible sometimes, right? I remember back in DeFi summer when DEXs were forked. You remember that people were getting ragged and they didn't know where to deploy their liquidity. And I think the same, and that's why kind of like the premises of Modern was all about let's build a public attestations, a social graph for agents, so that finally we can actually have a registry. Attestation registry where you can, if there are DeFi agents in the future having even deployed treasury in their agent, but you need to make sure that those agents have social graphs attached and are like forks of the forks of the forks, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, sounds good. I mean, Joyce, it's a pleasure. I think we'll see you in Denver. Let's definitely like push for a part two on this live stream. And anything else you want to add before we are closing it up?
I just want to say that if you're building with Goat, feel free to DM me. My DMs are super swamped. But feel free to DM me and let me know what you're building. And we love amplifying it on our Goat SDK Twitter. So if you're looking for, just like co-marketing in general and like visibility.
Nice,
And also sometimes when you make plugins and I have time, I actually go in and make demo videos and I use your plugins. So please do that as well.
nice.
And let us know once you do that so that we can announce it on our Twitter.
Nice, very cool, very cool. Sounds good. And we attached here before the GitHub repo. So if people want to build like plugins, they should be are here. We have also like someone, Alejandro, that mentioned this is great. He's a fellow DevRel in MetaMask, and I think that's great. I think a bunch of DevRel are experimenting right now around agents and plugins. And cool. I think that's everything for today. Agent Intelligence. Again, thank you so much, Joyce. It's a pleasure. We'll see you in Denver
Yeah.
and let's organize a part two.
Thank you.
And for the people, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I just want to say for the people watching, also like make sure if you're like an AJ builder or you just want to contribute to the space, make sure you're checking out the different announcement that Mother is pushing. We recently launched also like the website where you can start actually seeing what will be this agent registry coming. So we have like bunch of things that James's team is actually building, and I think I'm posting here if you're building specific like kind of like agents right now, you want to kind of like come and even present or even demoing, here is a good way to actually like show your interest. Awesome, thanks so much, Joyce, and I see you probably like in Denver or next time.
Yeah.